So they'd like to call themselves Collective Impact, and they see themselves as a new generation's Rotary Club. And the first one has already started in Boulder in Colorado, and it's effectively a satellite club to an existing Rotary Club. So they have a mission statement, which is there, and they believe they're going to achieve their mission through contribution of expertise, time and proactive enthusiasm, efficient and robust project planning and delivery. They see it as an opportunity for personal development through purpose-built mentoring and partner organisations, and also creating networking opportunities and meaningful connections with the wider business community. They have a purpose. I'm not going to read all this, you can read it as a flash up behind. They have a proposed structure. You see they want to have a fairly flat structure, 3 roles at this stage. They want to get away from the aged terminology that we use in this club and other Rotary clubs, and they want a reduced hierarchy of roles. They'll be encouraging their members to attend at least 2 meetings a month, and they would like the opportunity, as they would, to be able to come to any of our lunchtime meetings, and of course pay in full if they want to hear a particular speaker. We have talked about the opportunity of maybe joining them, so members of this club joining them for their once a month meeting when they have after work drinks. They'll also set up focus groups as and when needs to look at particular projects. Their fit with Rotary, they see that they will fit within our framework as a committee, that they'll have different obligations, and President Tony shared with you when he first introduced the concept their issues around their fees and their attendance. They'd also like their members still to have access to join other committees of Rotary, for example projects that are specific like tree planting. They're very keen on doing that, and they'd like to look with them on a case by case. Now we had a session where we all came up with questions and feedback and comment, which I fed back to them. There were about 150, so there were heaps, and they've sort of collated them into general themes. And again, I'm not going to read them except to highlight a few of the points. So the first question there is sort of a mix of a number of people's views from this club, and you'll see that they will be Rotary Club members, because they'll effectively be a Rotary Club of Wellington committee, but they'll have different rules and guidelines. They'll have their own, but they'll be based on Rotary principles, and they will continue to have connection with this Rotary by having one of their members sit on our board. The second range of questions were around why they weren't calling themselves Rotary and what was the connection between themselves and Rotary. And as you see there, they sit as a committee of Rotary, and therefore their members are effectively members of the Rotary Club of Wellington. And then there were a lot of questions around what about the young people that are part of this club, would they be able to be part of it, and what they've come back saying. They're very welcome. They can come to their meetings if they fit their criteria, and there'll always be this opportunity to join them for drinks, which is their once a month suggestion after work. And finally, in terms of governance, they don't want to be a standalone group. Some of them, one of them has been a Rotarian before, at least one of them has been a member of Rotary Act, so they have the same objectives, the same principles, the same ideals, but they do want to be something different. They see Rotary Act as much more about university. They don't necessarily see that they will end up becoming Rotarians, but they do want the opportunity to do things in the community under the same ideals that we all work with, and they see it as a partnership with us. And finally, as I've said, under projects, that they do want to have opportunities to work with us, and they will bring groups of younger people to work with us on projects that they see that there would be an opportunity for them and us to work collectively together. So the process from now is that I'm taking a much fuller presentation to the board meeting tomorrow night, and the board will make a final decision on your behalf, and I'll get back to them. They're very keen to start looking for members and start getting going with what they hope to achieve this year. So I'll present to the board tomorrow night. And if you've got any questions, if you email me or Tony before tomorrow evening, and then we can have those incorporated into our response. Thanks very much, Colin.